And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Friday.
That's right, baby.
Barnes and Tony Endeavor. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Brian. Thank you for asking. A great Met win to talk about today. A beautiful Friday weekend to talk about as well. But I know first, I think you want to tell me why Tiffany's is so much better than Donut Inn.
Just was going to say, yesterday, while I was actually on the TCA Discord afternoon, talking a little Yankees Mets, got a coffee, was like, you know what? Tony's telling me Tiffany's, same thing, good, right behind the office. Tried it for the first time. First of all, at this point, it seems like everything is overpriced. But, most large iced coffee, especially a flavor, that's easily $5-6. Only $3.58. So respect that. Kind of crazy because it's the same thing as Donut Inn, but Donut Inn is $5, I'm pretty sure, for the iced coffee.
Really?
Maybe $4.80, whatever. But still, less. Thought it was great. Just got the original. And also, Donut Inn, I don't know if you noticed this, no cinnamon powder. Kind of interesting. Tiffany's does. So I had the regular coffee, great, yesterday. So ran it back this morning. Decent amount of people in there. But when it's Simply Nutty this time, again, so much better than the Simply Nutty that I had at Donut Inn. So Tiffany's is the winner at the end of the day.
That's kind of crazy, dude. I'm actually surprised, but I guess not really that surprised. Although I didn't know the cinnamon on top of the Simply Nutty. I don't normally get Simply Nutty. But I will say, when I lived in Stratford, they were my go-to spot, even when they were still Donut Inn as well. During the exchange, everything went smoothly. I think Tiffany, I don't know if she's like a manager at Donut Inn that was there, but literally worked there forever. The torch was passed. Everything remained the same,
I think I know who that is. Just seemed like she was kind of running the show.
Yeah, you can tell.
There today.
Absolutely, you can tell.
New addiction, though, definitely new addiction. Better than even Donut Delight. Honestly.
Wow, holy shit! So we're going back to 3 cups a day?
No. Just probably the usual homemade, and then if the time allows or feel like I need to get this, also couldn't help it too because it's right down the street. Gagatano's after. Didn't eat it yet.
Oh, that's in that bag? You bastard, dude. You weren't going to say anything.
So went with the Italian combo. Fresh moots. Balsamic on the side. Don't get soggy while it's in the fridge. Tony knows all about that. So looking forward to having that. And here we are. Labor Day weekend is upon us. I cannot believe it, Tony. More unbelievable that it's Labor Day weekend, that football is almost a week away, or less than a week away because Thursday night, or the shocking news with Debbie Duhane no longer going to be on 98.7 this morning. How about that?
I'm going to go with the Debbie news, to be honest.
I never saw that coming in a million years, but cheap. ESPN. Oh.
Yeah, that's such horse shit, dude. The whole
880
shift
right
now.
It's expensive rights fees they're paying in the Mets for their radio broadcast. That's why.
Definitely
honestly, what do you think's paying for that?
Yeah, for sure, dude. And it's definitely a transition that could have been smoother. I think, we talked about the sound difference between AM and FM. Kind of shot. And then now some of the layoffs, Larry, Gordon not going to be around, and now Debbie as well, night. Dude. Yeah. And it was so crazy because Debbie, dude, I'm get my car today, obviously football on the radio. Debbie's on. Northbound, Merritt, exit 48, car accident, delay. That's literally where I get on. Took the side roads, no problem. Got here on time. Let's fucking go, Debbie, I said to myself.
Yeah. But little silver lining. Obviously, at the end of the day, we all wanted her to stay on the program. But I said that purposely. That's how Pat McAfee says it. I don't know why I did it, but I
really
did. Anyway,
he's a chief, dude.
He is a chief. I know that goes back a while, but she said she's gonna still go to some events and we'll listen to the show. So I wouldn't be surprised if she ends up calling in.
Wow, calling in, dude.
And she said she'll be around, so I'm sure, I don't know, maybe WFAN will have her.
I mean, she can always do a traffic report here for Downtime TV, dude.
Very true. very true. So I don't think that's the last we'll hear from Debbie. And a bunch of comments here, but Josh, mentioning the Larry and Gordon news from last night. Yeah, I just feel like it, I don't know. I know that's great, but come on, Tony. I mean, we're talking about late night, overnight radio. You're telling me they're not good enough for that? They definitely are, dude. Like, I'm not asking to be drive time here, right? Or
no. Listen, they're
for late night.
For late night, they're great. And when they're together, they're great.
Yeah.
They do work off each other very well. I have nothing against those two guys. Interview we had at the tailgate too. They were amazing, dude. The both of them together, like that was a great interview we had with them. And I'm glad we got that now.
Yes, exactly. And I would not be surprised if FAN hires them as well.
Yeah, they should.
I think it'll be a FAN poach.
I mean, honestly, dude, FAN, like, that'd be a power move.
Yeah.
Like, just plucking all these people that we're like nailed that at ESPN. Like, let's go, dude.
And then move Sal and BT to overnights.
Yeah.
Get Gordon and Larry in there. I think we'd have some switch over where, I mean, we'd get some, 98.7, now 880 AM listeners to FAN if Gordon and Larry are on there.
Yeah, that's for sure. No, that is for sure. I'd be interested to see how the company reacts to that as well.
And I just feel like, I wonder too, like with all this, like, these contract situations and all this, like if like Rick and Dave, like in the back of their mind are thinking like planning ahead, thinking that, I mean, I know, especially Dave, I think has been with ESPN the longest out of them, but
definitely
like, you know what I mean? It just seems like, I don't know, is that the way to go there?
Matthew Ryan, it's not the time right now, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I get. I mean, are you trying? Like, I don't think Dave though has any issues with the job security though. I don't think.
No, but I'm just saying, you would think like it's just going to be
matter of time.
Cut. I'm saying they're going to want to be cheap with contracts. I'm just saying, like down the line, it just almost seems like they'd be better off like doing their own thing. You know what I mean? But I think a big part of it is they just like the access to the callers and stuff, and it just seems like being on terrestrial radio is the best way to get like really good callers and a lot of calls.
Yeah,
a lot of people to hear you.
I mean, again, and say what you will, though. I mean, ESPN has the facilities too, and think about it. If you have to go, like, even if they get RJ, Raymond, whoever to produce their show, they end up doing their own like podcast or something. They have to go out, get their own facilities, probably be a little bit more hands on. Like they probably they get treated like ESPN talent over there. Like they do get royalties for sure. So I don't know. I think that they're going to want to stick around as long as they can with, terrestrial radio here. And I think also ESPN, I mean, I know, again, the cuts will probably continue, but I feel like if one thing that they do want to keep around is some, like, their main talent, Michael
Barton Hahn, though.
Barton Hahn, I would say, would be the next.
Yeah.
Even though, again, they've been with the station for a while as well. But, I mean, again, but who knows? Maybe, maybe all these cuts, Bart will, expand his knowledge of sports, maybe you'll start seeing some different things here on the radio. But also I would imagine that, like you said, these are popular shows nonetheless. ESPN is going to want to, keep these guys happy. But I guess we'll see as time goes on.
I kind of feel like it's Bobby's fault. Bobby I.
Bobby I?
Since he went back.
Yeah. How so?
We're
distracted.
It's just everyone can just leave me alone. It's the weekend.
The materials?
No, but just like a quick question. But it's like, how about no quick question? How about just like enjoy the weekend? How about that?
I can chop that up for them, and you can send them that video like anytime that happens.
Let's just get to the comments.
Get to the comments. I feel like it's been the longest amount of time in a while since we haven't been there. Early off, the Michael Buckta, 9:34 a.m. morning. Boys with an I and a Z. That's kind of crazy. 67 days, he says.
Michael.
And then
next comment.
Sports, Michael. The sports.
Yes,
dude.
You will do yourself a favor. I could just tell Michael's different because he's so enthralled in the election coverage. Right. Turn it off, bud. You can't do anything about it. Like, the day that election day is, you want to vote. Until then, there's nothing you can do, so you might as well just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, and it seems like he's getting back into the swing of things here. Who do you have all for fantasy this year, dude? Who do you have, Brian?
Garrett Wilson was my first pick. Wasn't happy with the Yahoo projection, 2-12.
Yeah.
F grade. I mean, I have Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, Jahmyr Gibbs, James Conner, Jared Goff, Malik Neighbors, Just thinking off the top of the dome here. Javonte Williams, DeAndre Swift, and then Chubb when he comes back. I'm excited about that.
That's
So
pretty
a lot of different options. I'm happy with my team. I think, it wasn't perfect. Draft position was a little tough, but I think we're definitely going to be pretty good. And as always with football injuries, all about scouring the waiver wire.
Yeah, that is for sure, dude. Honestly, didn't like my draft position either. I kind of hated having the last pick of the round and then the first pick of the next round. Because that was kind of, I don't know, just like annoying. And it was like I had to worry about 2 picks every time, and there was a big lull. And it's also like, again, my first time drafting, I was trying to going off of how everyone else was kind of pacing their team as well in terms of picking around that, and it was a little bit difficult, starting off that next round. But I was all right. Puka Nacua, pretty solid. Jalen Hurts, George Kittle, Dave Montgomery, running back. I'm pretty hyped for that. Detroit, let's freaking go, dude. So. I think it's gonna be a good fantasy year, dude. It's gonna be fun, I think.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
Obviously, Buck, to let us know in the comments who you have, dude.
I think he told us last night, actually, in the comments.
Oh, really?
Yeah. By the way, Josh Beer already said it. We'll see it in the comments too. But what did last night?
Yeah, we can do a full recap, but I mean everything, the people,
pizza, the dessert,
dude,
the
everything
camaraderie.
involved, dude. Yeah, it was great, dude. The gaming,
the scandal with the road. It just no internet next time. I mean, obviously that.
Yeah, the scandal.
No,
that
it was the
great.
internet. I know it was the internet.
All right.
I can't believe though that I don't know if this is like the Tony, like the Oscar goes to, or you really didn't notice anything different because it was so different. It wasn't the pitcher. Even when I went to the bullpen, same thing. It just was like very impossible to get the meter. It's always on veterans, so it had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I thought it was Buteau for me because his pitching, his windup was kind of weird, but maybe I was just like adjusted to it. I don't know.
Very, very weird.
Very, very weird, dude. Speaking of very weird, back to Ryan. Yankee game tonight. Let's go.
Let's go, buddy.
Meet up with Lonnie. Let him know the gate, dude. Stop messing around. Lonnie wants to see you. He's in a tough spot right now with no ESPN, Larry, Debbie. It's sad. Gordon. Yes, of course, dude. Michael Theophil, dude.
Michael Villafil?
Michael Villafil, dude. Who said that, dude?
Michael Villafil?
Let's go, he says.
Let's go.
Jay Bird in the house says Sportsport goated. Matthew Ryan, fabricating some drama here at Michael Theophil. He says, let's go Jets. No, Zach Wilson feeling confident that the Jets will be better off, dude. And then he says, Mets suck. Take it easy. Big win last night. Joke's on you, Matthew. Michael Buchter, ready to have America back, dude.
I'm ready to have America back too, Michael.
Yeah. Josh B said it. You said it. He said it. Yo. He says, what a blast last night. Absolutely. Tommy Donovan, hyped to be on time today. What up, fam?
Tommy,
what up, Tommy,
good, brother?
Dude? Danny V also says, good morning, fellas. Let's go. Morning.
No, good to have Bernie
House,
with
dude.
us. Mental lapse there. Text.
It's all right, dude. You distracted, whatever.
It's a sports
dude. The
sport,
fantasy,
no politics.
the big deal today. A lot of pickups. Need to pitch well.
Yeah.
Big deal, dude.
Big deal.
Jay Bird, speaking of big deal, says it's the sports port. No politics.
There we go.
And then, of course, the like, comment, subscribe. Michael Buck says, uh-oh. Jay Bird, do we have beef with our country?
Michael.
Do we care for America? And then Matthew Gabriel, let's go. Kev Do, let's go. We want the smoke. Team BOHIC8 Jay Bird, what's good? And the team name Kev Do. Come on, man.
It just, but that's what Kev Do is.
Like,
he just needs these like little messages and like crazy things that no one understands. He likes it.
Like for the duration of this fantasy league season, I'm not saying the name. Like, anytime he comments it, I'm not saying that.
Bahika.
I'm not spelling it out. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying the full thing. It's over, dude. Josh B, America doesn't care about us, dude. Jay Bird says, I'm actually Benedict Arnold. That's fucked up. He is Benedict Arnold. He's a traitor. Yeah. He's a traitor, dude.
Yeah, he said he liked England better.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's ridiculous. Josh B says, also, if you're lucky enough to have HD radio in your car, they will be on 101 FM HD2. You have HD radio? I think a lot of new cars
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. I know that there's like that option now because sometimes stations have like 2 channels within the station.
I mean, I can look. Maybe I do have it, but I don't. Not to my recollection. I mean, I know I have Sirius, obviously, but that's
Sirius is great. But yeah, but I'm pretty sure every like new car has it, Brian. And then Matthew Ryan calling about the Yankee game tonight. We were just talking to ESPN. If you guys want proof I was there. Interesting. Yankees will dominate tonight.
Let's go. Let's go.
Wow, Josh B. I don't know how you feel about this. Michael K. show will go before Bart and Hahn.
I mean, I think Bart and Hahn is better than the Michael K. show, but for some reason, it seems like for ESPN just loves Michael K.
Yeah, I feel like they would hang on to him as long as they could, right? Yeah. Even though it may not be the right thing.
Michael, very courteous though with the interview. So shout out, Michael.
Yeah, no, he was great, and he honestly, like, after a tough little intro there, he was like, "All right, let's do this."
I gotta go. I
gotta go. Yeah, I gotta get my wife or something. And I was like, "Ooh."
Yeah, my wife's over there. I remember looking over at Mike right after that. This isn't happening.
I don't know, man. Danny V says those guys are awesome together. I'm assuming he means Larry
and Gordon. But he also says Debbie's going to do traffic for us. So let's go.
That's
awesome.
Be fucking absolutely fire, dude. Tommy Donovan also says Han Solo would be fine by me, he says.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. Matthew Ryan, Jay Bird says, you're a Benedict Arnold for rooting for Zach Wilson. These comments just, oh my God. Dude,
okay. I mean, the whole show just comments.
Michael Buckner, I know I can't, but it's too important.
It's
too important, dude.
Let it go.
By the way, he's got quite the team, actually, dude. Mahomes, McCaffrey, Andrews, Diggs, Montgomery, Metcalf, Tucker, and Amari Cooper, dude.
What is there? 3 people in the league? I mean,
right? Like, what the hell? Is it just him and Jimmy? Jay Bird laughing at Matthew Ryan. Matthew Ryan, facts are facts. Jay Bird says, you're my favorite online friend. That's got to be sarcasm. Michael Buckner says, Barnes, take a screenshot of your fantasy team and send it to me, dude.
Wow.
Do it now.
Wow. I mean, I guess I got to get on that.
Josh P says, that bite is amazing.
Michael Viavel?
That is.
It really is, dude. And then Buck the Clots back says, yo, it's 12 people, Brian. F you, okay?
he didn't say
F you. He didn't say F you, but he's thinking it. He's thinking it.
Dude.
Jay Bird says, I think you'd be great if you moved to England, dude. And then Matthew Ryan, Mets hot garbage, dude. Mets got lucky. Tony steak dinner tastes so good right now in your fucking dreams. And that's it. Now we're finally caught up, dude.
All right. I mean, that's solid, right?
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, that was a lot.
What do you think is more solid, that or Scotty opening with 65 yesterday? 16 under with that 10 strokes. He started out with 7-shot lead on Morikawa. I mean, did we not see it coming?
You said it, dude. It's his tournament to lose now, and now it's Matthew Ryan's 30 seconds.
It's Matthew Ryan's 30 seconds.
All right, Matthew, hold on, Matthew. Honestly, Matthew, you're not on yet. I'm connecting you to the Bluetooth. But if you start talking Mets first instead of you going to the Yankee game tonight, that's absolutely ridiculous. All right, Matthew, you're live on the sports board.
Tony.
Hello, guys. I just wanted to. I did ask for the gate number. I just didn't get the gate number yet, but I'm gonna try to figure that out as soon as I can.
Okay. So what's your schedule? What's the schedule?
What
do we got?
Are you in?
We need some details here.
We're leaving here at 3 p.m. to try to get there for.
You're driving
around like 3:30. We're driving there. Yes, they're driving. I'm driving with my friends, so we're going.
Okay. What section are you sitting in?
I think we're in like an upper deck section.
300s?
Not like too high. 200s, more like 2, I think.
Oh, so that's the middle level.
Yeah,
that's
pretty
good
sure.
seats.
I'm not too. Yeah, I just wanted to watch a real team win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. It was impossible for me to get through the 2 Mets games I went to this year without blacking out. There's just no other way to do it. No other way to do it.
Is it the Mets or is it Brian? I don't know. I don't know what it is, dude.
I didn't black out either. We went golfing and Ossining, dude. So clearly I didn't black out.
I feel so bad. For
the trip to Ossining. I wish we had more footage of Ossining.
Honestly, dude.
I really. I don't understand how anyone can watch the Mets.
Hold on now, Matthew. Let's get to the game here. Are we drinking? Are we pre-gaming in the parking lot? Like, what's the plan? You going out afterwards?
I don't know if we're pre-gaming. I'm hoping we are, but I have work tomorrow, so probably not.
The Saturday work, dude. That's tough, dude. But come on, you can get a little hungover. You're walking around. You walk it off. You'll be fine, dude.
And I just want to ask about. I know I watched baseball a lot. I watched a little bit of the Met game last night.
Why?
Because I was just looking. So there's nothing on TV last night.
It was a good game last night.
Oh,
You
we
can't
were
deny
on
me
last
that,
night.
dude.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we were live streaming all night, dude. Where were you?
You didn't see that?
We were talking about you, actually.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, we streamed our fantasy draft after the gaming corner.
Oh, I should have done that, but I
Sorry,
just
next year.
I just don't get how the Mets pitching can look that pedestrian and still win games.
Actually, they were looking pretty freaking good, dude. Peterson had a great night as well. Diaz slammed the door in the 9th.
You know what
I'm talking about all year. They look very pedestrian all year, and they can win games.
No, it's just, you know what it is? The old adage, even a blind squirrel always finds his nut.
Oh, yeah, that's this year.
And no, Tony, I know Tony's having all crazy thoughts.
I mean, like, first of all, like, that's probably the worst way you can say that statement, okay? And secondly, maybe that would be, the case. You could say that for a team like the White Sox, where they've won 30 games. But the Mets are a team above 500. They're in a wild card race right now. Like, this isn't like they're a terrible team and they just happen to win. All right. They've had great stretches. They have a lot of talent on the team, led by, great offense, Lindor, Alonso.
Name one great talent. I'm sorry.
Francisco Lindor is a great talent on the team. Okay. Like, you cannot deny that. Mark Vientos is having a great year. He's not average at best. He's not average at best. He's one of the best shortstops in the league. That's not average. So, and you can't really convince me otherwise.
Pretty mid. Pete Alonso, in my opinion, is pretty mid.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, I think a lot of, in terms of his midness, is going to be decided within the next month or so. Because if he goes on a great little heater here,
compared to the Yankees players, compared to the Yankees players, we got Jazz Chisholm. Oh, love Chisholm. Love him. I love Soto. I love Judge. I love Wells. Great. Right there, we have 5 players that are better than most of the.
I mean, but
Matthew,
listen. They most of what you're saying is right. It's not as outlandish, maybe as Tony thinks, but at the end of the day, I mean, where are we really going with this, right, Tony?
Nowhere.
Yeah. So,
enjoy the game today, Matthew.
Enjoy the game.
Yeah,
let's go Yankees.
The game, and then let's go Yankees. And I can't wait for the NFL season just to start, just to get rid of that stench.
No, enjoy the game.
Smell.
Have a couple pops for us, and we'll talk to you next week, bud.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Matthew Ryan.
In the flesh, dude.
In the flesh. Scotty, though, 16. Anything?
I mean, he's dialed in. Like, that's it. There's
landslide winner.
It has to be.
Add to the collection. Golf for the year clinched.
Yeah, definitely.
Xander 7 back.
It's a long while for him to come back for him. But I think nonetheless, there's no way Scotty's going to be that bad. And I don't even think Xander's going to be that great even to put it within reach, I think, at this point. I think it's just going to be one of those years where, you said it, just there's been, I forget the last guy you mentioned, but a couple years ago, the guy was, started in the lead, ended in the lead. That's what happens. I mean, Scotty's there for a reason. So there you go, dude. But do you think that like cheapens the tournament now, or like, is the juice pulled out of the box?
I mean, anything could happen today. He could shoot 1 over. Collins could shoot 10 under. I mean, you never know. Adam Scott, the Grizzled vet, the 500 round. You never know, Tony.
So you're saying there's still juice for you?
Yeah.
But like, you do think Scotty's going to win it?
I mean, anything's possible, but it just seems like, no, I'm just saying anything's possible. That's like saying it's possible that Scott Peterson's innocent. You never know, right?
Yes, dude. Yes, it would seem so.
But you don't know anything about it, so I'm talking to the wrong person.
Yeah, I get. But although again, based on what you told me, though,
are you gonna watch it soon? You think or no?
Yeah. This weekend, obviously, wedding.
But I'm saying in the next couple of weeks, you think it's?
I'm gonna tell Manny about it too because he loves that shit. We'll talk about it on Binge Buddies for sure.
Yeah.
But again, based on what you told me,
I can't wait to talk to you.
Like
about this,
the fishing trip, the body was found there, lied, cheated, told the woman he was already divorced or whatever, or she would have died already, right?
Yeah, she's gone.
She's gone.
No, and then she asked about it, and he's like, "That was before she went missing." And he goes, "There's different types of loss, Amber."
What the fuck, dude? Guilty, dude.
Man. But yeah, that's just pretty funny. But it'll be interesting to hear what you say about that. But yeah, maybe there's a lack of drama, maybe not. You never know when Xander's lurking or Adam Scott shoots 10 under. You never know.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see what happens. Really other storylines here. I mean, Sam Burns 4 under, so he's 8 under. JT 5 under 66. It is interesting to see too how this will finish up with the actual numbers and scores without the staggered start, because sometimes it's the same, sometimes it's different. But actually, right now, Scotty would be the leader by 1 shot. But a bunch of guys were 5 under yesterday. And then Billy in 30th there, +2. What are you gonna do?
That rhymed.
Yeah, it did.
So do you think if Scotty does win this, it's golfer of the year for him too?
Oh, yeah, right. Despite 1 major versus 2, a lot of other big events that he won. So
got arrested.
Case is rested. The defense has rested the case. So I think, Tony, that's a good transition to go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it, Tony. Yeah. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeouts.
Drill deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So Matthew Ryan's favorite segment.
Suck it, Matthew Ryan.
No Yankee game to recap. So it's Mets, Tony, from the start. 3-2 yesterday in Arizona. You got the Braves loss. Everything's hunky-dory. But Lindori's not an MVP candidate, though. I did see Josh B say that. Ohtani with the 40-40, I mean, already sealed it up. But strong finish. But he's not. Yeah. I mean,
there's no race.
It'll be a landslide.
It'll be a landslide. Just like Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah, exactly. Or Aaron Judge in the American League MVP.
Oh, yeah, you can say that too, I guess.
But anyway, where's the waxing here?
Suck it, Matthew Ryan.
Waxing poetic.
All right, so let's go, dude. Mets D-backs, the rubber match here. Interesting crib notes, too, that I found out at the start of the game, courtesy of a great broadcaster in Cohen here. Nelson, Peterson, teammates, Oregon. Didn't know that, dude.
Baseball, you never know where people went.
I know, right? And especially, you really never know. And like Oregon, like
I'm literally thinking about this for a second. Other than Judge going to Fresno, I don't think I know any other Yankee like where they went to school. Clark Schmidt, I guess, went to South Carolina, but
okay,
I think that might be it, honestly.
Yeah, dude. I mean, Alonso went to Florida.
I was gonna mention that one, but do you know any other ones, or that's it, right?
No, I mean DeGrom went there as well. I knew that.
Okay,
and that was that. But now he's not on the team.
Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. I think, what's tough with college baseball is like baseball itself still trying to get more of a market share. So college baseball below that,
right,
going to be tough for it to really grow. And that's how you would know where guys went.
Yeah, exactly. And plus there's a lot of international signings too.
International signings, like a Lindor.
Exactly.
Or a Soto. Or a Jason Dominguez.
Regardless, dude.
Suck it, Matthew Ryan.
Huge rubber match here last night. Like I was saying, Peterson, Nelson, cute. Nelson started out to the game, pitching really well. 4-seamer, change up. Those are his 2 go-to pitches. And he's been pretty solid with D-backs as well. And we know Peterson has been also. So great matchup, I think. Scoring did start early, though. Top of the second, Pete Alonso hits his 28th home run, I believe. Cutter that was a little bit over the middle of the plate. Took that 1 yard actually for his 29th. Talked about yesterday, actually 221st career home run as a Met as well, surpassing Mike Piazza for all-time home runs as a Met. I believe who's ahead of him is Wright and Strawberry.
Is though Piazza still like a higher up on the Mets hierarchy than Alonso?
Oh, in terms of just player in general for a career?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in my opinion, yeah. I mean, I grew up watching Piazza.
Different game, no juice balls. Of course, ironically enough, right? Alonso's first year, the juice ball.
Right. And also you think about...
Hasn't hit 50 home runs since, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also just Piazza, I mean, in terms of impact to the team, catcher.
Face of the organization. The face,
dude. And also, like, wasn't like highly drafted, wasn't how he touted, like almost was passed on, actually.
Mm.
So, you know, obviously, yeah. But again, Alonso has a career ahead of himself right now, so we'll see what happens. Nonetheless, 1-0 early, and I think in a big theme of these games, at least the Mets past few series, it's always been the team who scores first ends up winning, which I think is obviously indicative of what went on here. But also, you know, bottom of the second, Peterson.
Don't let Alonso get hot.
Don't want Alonso get hot,
Peterson.
Mendoza or Peterson. Peterson is hot right now. It's over already for
maybe Cy Young still back again. Somehow he always ends up in the Cy Young.
Kind of ridiculous, dude. But nonetheless, gets into a little bit of a jam actually here. On in the second here, Bell reaches on an infield single here. McCarthy grounds to play. Suarez ends up getting walked here, but gets Carroll striking out swinging. Obviously, Corbin Carroll here, a significant threat. Especially the pitchers I feel like Peterson, who do throw a lot of off-speed stuff, try to induce ground balls. Cal's been great at just adjusting and just hitting those balls out of the park. Gets him striking out, swinging on a huge slider, dude. Made him
never had to like clear some mucus. Jeez, Tony. It's like you just woke up today. Been put under a rock for 30 years.
Oh my gosh.
Tiffany's though. Wow.
That got you going, dude.
Cinnamon. Extra, like, I don't know. It's like I'm drinking like a coffee cake. Like that's the smell of this coffee. It reminds me of having coffee.
Honestly, I can smell the cinnamon from here.
Yeah,
dude.
no, Tiffany's.
Strong,
Tiffany's.
Dude. But is it too much cinnamon?
No, never is.
Never is?
Never will be.
You know who never has too much cinnamon? David Peterson, dude. After that strikeout, you knew kind of what was going on. And then, of course, bottom of the third here gets into some trouble, though. Grichuk, a solo shot. I think his 5th of his career.
Yeah, I mean,
that's of his year. Of his year, rather.
Whoa.
A 2-run blast that unfortunately gave the D-backs the lead here. It's 2-1 at that point, though. But nonetheless, you know, you see this final score here. That was the last of their scoring. Peterson settles back down.
Game,
dude.
huh?
I mean, I guess if you're not a fan of baseball, sure, dude. If you're a layman, you know, who can't really handle just sitting through a low-scoring game, watching a battle every at-bat in a tight game against two good teams. Is that something getting to you? All right, let's go. Let's focus here, Brian. All right, top of the 6th here, Francisco Lindor, possible MVP candidate, even though it's going to be a landslide here. Ropes an incredible home run in an 11-pitch at-bat, dude. Finally sits on that changeup and takes that 1 yard for his 28th home run of the year, giving him, by the way, at that point, a 27 game on-base streak, which is the most by any Met the past 5 years, which I think is pretty impressive. And that obviously ties the game right there. Lindor riled. Again, it was one of those home runs, one of those moments in the game that I think turns a point for your team. Dugout was jacked up. Lindor right away, looking right to the dugout after making contact, knew it was going to be out. Great job there, dude. Bottom of the 7th, we're going to display again some great pitching by David Peterson, who actually had some defense behind him that failed here. Starting off this inning, bottom of the 7th here, Peterson still on the mound, cooking. Strikes out McCarthy, start the inning.
What's for dinner?
Dude, it's fucking beef stew serving up nice and hot, baby. Suarez single to right. So you have a runner on here with Suarez, very speedy.
Suarez is not. That's Eugenio Suarez?
Yeah.
I think he's not speedy. I think you're thinking of somebody else.
Maybe. You sure about that? He's
go
not
to player bet. I guarantee he doesn't even have 20 career steals.
Really?
Probably watch. He's gonna have like 21 or something. But he's always been a power guy for Cincinnati. Come on. He was on Seattle last year. Career 32, but 2 this year. Not this guy either. Regardless, he's been playing a while. What? He's in his 30s. Come on, Tony. Did not even have 20? That would be ridiculous. So, same thing. I mean, what? He's been around for 10 years, so he averages 3 a season. That's not any steals, Tony. He's not a speed guy. 2. That's speed guy. Sorry.
He's a 20.
Bartolo Colon probably has 2.
Stop it. That's ridiculous. Regardless, Corbin Carroll, single, Jeff McNeil. They go for double play ball. Great job. McNeil, I don't know what he was thinking. Weird backhand toss. Lindor, nowhere even near him. Carroll's safe. Suarez goes to third on the throwing error by McNeil. Peterson could be tight, could pull some of whatever, get tight at McNeil, give up a run, doesn't matter. Settles down. Newman, sinker, ground ball, induces double play, ends the inning. Great job, Peterson. Okay, dude. And then coming in here, Buteau in the 8th, looking great. Top of the 9th here. Obviously tie game, kind of crazy. Iglesias up at the plate. And even before that, obviously, Winker, you can see here the huge double. Obviously, Winker, clutch hit. He's jacked up, shows a lot of emotion. You love to see that. And then Iglesias, dude, a single. And I mean, this is the second game now of the series. Like, Perdomo, the shortstop for the Diamondbacks, has literally lost both of those games. Butchered it. Single to him. Tough play, but bounces off his glove, dribbles into the outfield. What could have been an out ends up being a single. Iglesias scores. And then that takes the lead there for the Mets. 3-2, jacked up. Diaz comes in. Bottom of the 9th, Brian. Your fucking heart is in my mouth right now. Okay, dude? It's how nervous you are. Diaz coming in, 1-run game, save situation. He has 6 blown saves already. We've seen what happens recently. What does he do, dude?
What do you do, dude?
Strikes out the side.
Except he doesn't.
Or pops out. McCarthy pops out the short. Regardless, though.
It's not striking out the side, though.
18
1, 2, 3, you meant.
18 pitches thrown, only 1 sweeper.
So just all up.
All up. High
he wasn't
cheese,
having a problem
dude.
with the pitching meter.
No, not at all, dude. And again, I mean, what if his last couple home runs he's given up has been off of sweepers, same location of the zone, and now he comes out here, just throws absolute gas. Seen him hit 100 a couple times. That has been rare for him this year. But he's definitely back. Dude, yeah, definitely figured out maybe I should just start throwing my gas.
Next homestand, Timmy Trumpets or no?
I mean, let's not go. It's not just.
Do they still do that though?
Let's close the books on it. Yet, no. Let's not close the books yet, dude.
On what? Trumpets?
On just be Diaz is back.
Oh, that's what I just asked you, but you said yes.
Strategy.
I did just ask you that. You said yes, and now you're backtracking.
Not backtracking. He was back last night. Great job. But it's not like he's the fucking guy, end all be all.
So you wouldn't be surprised if he blows it next time. Basically.
I would be surprised. I'm anticipating him coming out and throwing gas again. But again, I want to see a couple times, and I'll be like, all right, this guy is fucking mint.
Is he done in your eyes if he blows a save against Chicago?
Yeah. Even though the Mets really shouldn't be in any type of safe situation to begin with.
Dave said it on the radio this morning.
What do you say?
Said it's different if the Yankees, you have a divisional lead. This is the Mets here. You got to sweep Chicago. They're terrible. You have no choice.
No, yeah, you do. Especially again with the competition you have too with the Braves and everything like that. Yeah, you didn't set yourself up at the beginning of the year to have a fucking time to be late August or September where you're losing to these terrible teams. You can't afford to have a shit record against teams under 500. So you have to sweep here. You got to buckle down, and it should be. There should be no kerfuffles.
You're not questioning it.
No, I'm not. Even though we've seen here, the past few series against, I guess Seattle, even against the D-backs here, against the Oakland A's, even where the Mets have had tough times putting these teams away in terms of getting the sweep because they'll have a great game and then a fucking middling game where they're letting that team stay around, or where Quintana gives up a fucking grand slam. They have to avoid that, but Peterson obviously solidified himself yet again as a great pitcher. 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, that 1 solo shot. Efficient as hell through 7 innings, 88 pitches too. I think an absolute great job. Buteau was great. Diaz was great as well. It is tough to hear about Nunez, by the way, placing the 10-day IL yesterday, the forearm tightness I'd mentioned. That I think is a major blow to the pen. You're really anticipating having him coming back and, at least adding to the depth, or the variety of options.
Adivino's going to have to play a bigger role.
Like fucking hell, dude, probably. But again, you want to lean on Diaz as being back, your closer. You got Garrett, I guess. You got Adivino. You still have Buteau. So there's some good there. But again, to have Nunez would have been so much better, dude. But regardless, one game at a time here. White Sox this weekend. No fucking just foot on the pedal, down the throats. Let's not fuck around here, dude.
Kev Do, Matty Ice, you're a mid fan, and Bohica is homage to my father. It was the name of his bowling team when I was growing up. So put some respect on my name.
I mean, that's great, dude.
The bowling?
I mean, that's Bohica.
The Bohica bowling?
But I'm probably still going to say that acronym every time. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's a little nuts. honestly. But so is Kev Dude. That's why I love him.
Yeah, dude. They're a little nuts. Dude. Everyone's a little nuts, man. You got to be. How do you feel about Matty Ice being a mid-fan, though?
I mean, he's too fixated on the Mets. That's what I would say, because that's what I was talking about in the Discord yesterday, where it's like, dude, I'm totally good. Like, I don't need to talk Mets, like, other than obviously, or something. But I'm saying I don't need to engage. And I know everybody, like, I think that was like a misconception that I love to do that. I don't love to do that. Like, I'm just so honed in on the Yankees. Like, it's just like, obviously, if you're gonna come at me, things are gonna be said. But without that, I mean, there's no need to go there. I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you know how I am with the Yankees. It's just like I'm watching every game. Every game's so important. I'm dialed in. Like I don't.
But you were happy when the Mets lose.
But was it not started by the Mets fans themselves? That's the only reason why.
What did they start? What did they do to you?
Just the attack. Honestly,
who attacked you?
I mean,
every Met fan.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Suck it, Matthew Ryan.
That's what I think about that.
That's what it is.
Oh my God, Kev Do. It's almost as bad as Bucked with Jason Tatum. Watch out now. He's got a new target, dude.
Yeah, I don't even think Buck remembers who Jason Tatum is at this point. He's so engulfed.
Oh my goodness, dude. I bet if he saw Jason Tatum, he'd probably ask him like who he's voting for.
Yeah, exactly. We need our country back. Who are the probables this weekend?
The probables for the whole weekend? I gotta see. Let's see. Let's pull this up here. Because I really don't know ahead of tonight, really. That's not what I wanted at all. Here's the schedule here. Cannon for the White Sox. Some freaking loser. Barely has any wins, maybe 2 wins, whatever. We know about McGill. You pick him up. You're hyped for him, I know. Tomorrow, that's right. Quintana and then Mania back to the top here for Sunday against Martin and Crochet. So
Crochet only threw 4 pitches last time, rain delay. But they've been very timid on giving him too many innings, too many pitches. So I mean, it's all right here. So this is the time for the Mets.
It is time for the Mets. By the way, I forgot to mention too, after the winning Diamondback series, that was only the second series the Diamondbacks have lost since late June.
Kind of crazy.
Which is really crazy, dude.
Yeah. And obviously big with that loss there by the Braves last night. Yeah, dude, that was huge. That was definitely much needed. I think the Braves were up 4-0 too. Phillies came back, dude. So you'll have to see that. Because now, your things back of the Braves. Also, Mets, like 70 wins so far. A lot of people doubted that, dude. But they've even reached 70. I think you. No, I said they're around to 80 to 82 wins.
Did you? I thought you said like 65.
No.
I'm pretty sure you and Matthew Ryan agreed one day. 65 wins. If that, I think you said too. If that.
Come on. No, I just got a funny text. Should I tell you?
I mean, if you can say it over the air.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing crazy. No, Matt just texted me. Look at this, like the typical, we all have this, like after a draft, the anxiety of how well you did, but he's like, oh, I feel like my team sucks. And I was just joking around with him, and I'm like, Clyde Edwards, boy, because remember we were I mean, it's like you got to have a starting running back, I think, most of the time. And I don't know, Allaire, since he came out of LSU, first-round pick, I felt like he was a little disappointing. But
really? Well, I think, but where Matthew drafted him, I'm pretty sure I was going to grab him right after Matt. If
I just know
Edwards Allaire.
I mean, you look at the production.
Why don't we look at your draft grade? Okay, how about that, dude?
Why don't we look at yours? D-.
What do you have, an F?
Why are we talking about that? See, dude, I wasn't going to say anything about it, but now that you're provoking me, it's the same thing, right? It's just like the Mets. Up. It's crazy that he's still only 25 years old. But he was a first-round pick, 2020, out of LSU, last pick of the draft. They took him after they won their first Super Bowl with Mahomes. Wow! And for his career, he has 1,845 yards and is averaging 4.2 yards a carry, a career low 3.2 last year, and has scored a career 12 rushing touchdowns and 7 receiving.
So what do you think? It's a long shot?
Long shot, but
lightning in a
Pacheco,
bottle.
Tony, you never know.
As if Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Oh, the phone throwing it around.
Come on,
Oh
come on.
my gosh, dude. Well, that's it, dude.
What do you mean that's it?
That's
Kevin
it?
said something else.
Kev, do?
Yeah.
Oh, let's get in here. You want to start this conversation? I have plenty of Yankee friends. Shit, my brother is a Yankees fan. What the hell are you saying? You're a Mets fan and ashamed to show it. It's okay. You can come out of the shadows and root for them.
The only thing I would say about that is I think there is like you can't just be like a really big Yankee fan and just think like the Mets are annoying. Like, I mean, that is like a thing. Like it's like kind of like relates to me, to be honest. Like, and it's more like I said, I just think the fans sometimes, but like right now, for instance, I'm not really bothered because I feel like the Mets are kind of scrambling for their playoff life. So it's like I think the Mets fans are focused on that, so they're not concerned about what the Yankees are doing. I just didn't like where it's just like why you going over and like critiquing us when you got your own problems to worry about. I mean, I think that's understandable. Honestly, that's what it is.
I mean, we've had this conversation so many times.
No,
now.
and
I
I
mean,
just think, and I get it. Like there's hurt with the Mets fans because of just all the angst and disappointment over the years. So it's like, and then it feels like everybody's always piling on you on top of it. So of course you're gonna feel like that.
But see, that's just like ridiculous to say. Like what?
Just give me 1 second.
Like, oh yeah, classic. Brian makes a statement, then leaves. That's fine, dude. Because I think it is kind of crazy. Oh, is that Matthew Gabriel? I mean, it's just like I mean, nobody like rags on the Mets fans or the Mets at all, other than Yankee. I mean, literally, I don't think I have plenty of fans out there, plenty of friends who are different fans of different teams. It's really the Yankee fans that always have shit to talk about the Mets. I mean, it's not, and it literally is like almost no other team. Like I know people who even Braves fans, and they don't shit talk the Mets as much as Yankee fans.
But I just don't get how you don't see, especially with like the slide that the Yankees went through, equal to the White Sox, whatever. Like you don't see how like the Mets fans were bringing up how the Yankees were doing like a lot.
I mean, of course they're gonna bring that up, though.
But what do you mean? That's
dude?
what I'm saying, though. That's what started the whole thing. And it was like a couple of years ago with the wild card team for the Mets. Then it was like started like, oh, we're better. Like, and it's just like I don't know. I just feel like it's just like it seems like they're always waiting for that opportunity. And I feel like I guess you could say jumping the gun, kind of like the Kev text the other night before the Mets lost.
I mean, I guess so. I mean,
you know what I mean? Just because you're so anxious to get to that point, but you're not letting it happen. That's what I think at the end of the day happens. You're so anxious to finally get over that threshold and find success and win a championship. So any little thing that comes along, you jump on it and think, oh, well, this is the time. And you know what I mean? So that's where the frustration for other fans comes into place because it's just like annoying. Like, why do we have to keep it? It seems like a repetitive pattern. That's all.
I don't really understand what you're trying to say here. You're trying to say that any good that comes along, we try and take that as like, oh, we're good, and you don't like that.
No, but I'm just saying that it's like that we're supposed to see it as it's different now. And it's like hard to see that until something happens. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, so that's why I'm saying I'm just thinking in the mind of other people. You're asking like why it's like that. And it's like, I think it's like other people like don't want to hear about it until there's actually something happens.
Right. But I mean, that's just like ridiculous. I mean,
why is it ridiculous?
Because you can say that for any team, dude. You can say that for the Yankees.
You can?
Yeah. Because like until it happens, like I'm not gonna buy into it. Like I can say that for any team.
Yeah, but I think that it's a difference with the Mets. Just because it's
for you.
No, for like versus all the other teams because they have one of the longest streaks without winning a title.
So just because they haven't won in a long time,
right? And it's like I'm saying it, but because it seems like it's a repetitive pattern where they have a little good stretch, and then like the fans just keep going, and it's like it's just hard for everybody else not to say like, okay, like that's great for them right now, but what are the chances that this actually keeps up? You know what I mean? And
so but like, what do you want? I understand what you want, though. What do you want from Mets fans?
I guess just to
like not talk about the Mets ever.
I think though, just to not
believe that the team can win anything.
No, but not get overexcited for little stretches. Like, and that seems like that's what happens a lot.
Little stretches?
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? Little stretches, though. Like, what? Like little
month,
stretches.
Good couple weeks. You know what I mean? And then to think like, oh, we're definitely in this. Like, we definitely have a shot. Like, I think that's why people get annoyed. Because it's like, how many times does that happen? And then it's just like we talked about yesterday, like the complete collapse. So it's just like people are kind of just tired of hearing about it because it never happens.
Well, then I don't want to hear that the Yankees are in it then, ever. but see, like that's the same thing.
But they actually, but again,
the Yankees don't though. They don't actually.
Tony,
they haven't
I could narrate
actually.
you the rest of the way this goes. You say that, but again, like. If you're not part of the conversation, it's not even a possibility. So that's why it just to everybody else, it feels like you're just wasting your time.
But like it is a possibility. That's the whole point.
Hasn't been.
Like if you get in the postseason, there is a possibility.
Right. But I'm saying the Mets are very rarely in the postseason. So that's why everyone's like
even more so to believe when they make it, there's a possibility. Like of course.
But I'm just talking about the point of making it.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like the fact that when they do make it, you should be even more hyped.
Rare. So like I don't know why you wouldn't see for other people that it would be very annoying to have to keep hearing about how they're going to make the playoffs and they have a chance of going to run this year when it's like they barely ever do. So why would anybody want to hear that? That's not a Mets fan.
I mean, I guess that goes for really any team, I suppose, as well. I mean, obviously, like if you're not a Mets fan, you really don't care to hear about it. But like, I guess
the point of all I'm saying is I was just trying to explain like the other side of things, and I just think that for whatever reason, Mets fans just have a hard time with that.
Well, I'm telling you, like that's flawed, though. Like that's flawed statement because every fan, every fan of every team is like that.
But how could you get off the fact that, like I said, that there's a lot of chatter, and then most years they don't even make the playoffs.
Like, I still don't understand what you mean by chat. Like, are you saying that just the fact that people are calling into like ESPN radio with a fan saying, "Yo, if the Mets can do this, they're going to make the wild card. They can make a splash in the
league to take them seriously." And it's like, why would anybody take them seriously?
Why would anybody take them seriously? I mean, I don't know, because they're a good team still. Like they're like I don't know. I think you're really significantly downplaying the team. Like they're not the White Sox. They're not like a terrible team. They're not the Oakland A's.
Because they're not those teams doesn't mean that
just because they're not like one of the worst teams in the league. Yeah,
but I'm saying it doesn't mean that they're a playoff team because of that.
If they make the playoffs, they're a playoff team.
If they make a playoffs,
right?
But that's what I'm getting back to. It's always if, and it's always a flash in the pan, and it's barely ever. So it's like
I mean, it's not really a flash in the pan. I mean, you look at the team the past couple of years. I mean, they are competitive.
One playoff appearance last 5.
I said last couple of years. So like, yeah, dude. Like
whether it's 3,
ever
or
since
it's 1.
like again, like having a large rebuild, changing ownership, changing your manager. Those are things you want to look at, and you can see little victories and movements forward and progression as opposed to regression. This was a progressive year for sure. I mean, that's why there's hope.
Not won a playoff besides that they've barely been in the playoffs. Have they not won one in 9 years?
Correct.
So,
but I mean, like you got to start somewhere. Like the team 9 years ago, just like every other team in the league, vastly different. Right. Vastly different.
But I think it's like you say, talk about starting somewhere. So that's what it is. I think everybody else wants them like before, like all this like hype is built up. Wants to see them start somewhere before they have to hear about it. And I don't think that that's that crazy. There's no track record for it. So what do you expect everyone to say?
I mean, I just don't know what you want for Mets fans to do. Like just to not be happy or hyped up
to not overhype themselves.
They're not, no one's overhyping anything, bro.
So,
I think that whatever you're listening to, I don't even know what you're listening to, but literally you look at every news outlet, every medium of sports, dude, wild card team for the Mets this year. Like that was every single person's prediction was wild card team.
I mean, I wouldn't.
So no, literally, if not worse, like if not worse than wild card, it was wild card or miss the playoffs. So I don't think anyone's overhyping the Mets. I don't even think Mets fans. Maybe there's the occasional crazy Mets fan, sure, dude. But that again, that's no, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous.
How is it ridiculous?
Because like, where's your proof in that? There's more crazy Mets fans. Like I said, you look at any preseason prediction by anyone, dude, anyone of note in sports media, no one's overhyping the Mets, dude. Like literally 0 people, like 0.
But I'm talking.
But the fact that they're
fans.
doing well. What do you mean? They're fans. Like, what are you talking about? Who?
All of them.
All of them.
Yeah. You don't.
That's
you know
no,
what
there
I'm
is
talking
no.
about.
I
Yes,
know
you
it. I
do.
really don't know what you're talking
I'm just saying.
about.
I think
And
you
it's
guys.
crazy. No, it's crazy to
I think
say
you
that
guys
you
dig
guys.
your own grave, though. Honestly.
Who does?
Mets fans.
How?
Because I don't know how you don't see the same pattern. You're living it, Tony.
I mean, what do you expect people to do? Not root for the Mets? You want to look at this season, look at good things. Again, the prediction was there. Wild card team. That's what everyone's rooting for. And that's the whole point of any playoff, any postseason in sports is if you make it there, you have an opportunity and there's a possibility you can run it. Okay. And that's happened before MLB with wild card teams, even as recent as last year. That happens in any sport with wild card teams. There's huge upsets. You never know what's going to happen. So how do you not root for that? How do you not look at certain players on the Mets and be hyped for them? How do you not see David Peterson succeed this year? Lindor have a tremendous second half of his season. How are you not excited? How do you not believe that if they do make the playoffs, they could out some teams?
Because it's going to be tough enough to make the playoffs.
Of course it is. It's tough for any team. That's the same reason why the Yankees haven't won a World Series in a while either.
Yeah.
Because it is tough to get there. It's tough to have a great team, to stay healthy, and to get through teams who could possibly be going on ridiculous runs in the postseason that come out of nowhere, seemingly.
I think we'll have to start with getting to the playoffs first, and then we can talk about them. But I just think, everybody would just like to just see that play out first before we have to hear of these expectations and things that people think are going to happen. And then in the offseason, what are they going to re-sign Alonso and sign Walker Buehler? And then everyone's going to be talking about how this is a World Series team. It's that's the type of stuff that happens. Seen it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Bay is the missing piece. Johan's going to bring a World Series to Flushing. These things have happened.
Yeah, no, sure. I mean, again, any team has those instances. You can go down a list of any team.
All right.
Any team, dude. But I just again, you want to take things for face value. I think you're grouping everybody with just you, to be honest. I think you just don't want to hear it.
But that's just not true. If you took a poll, I would say the amount of non-Mets fans who found the majority of Mets fans very obnoxious, I would say the numbers would be overwhelming, honestly. And you're smiling because you know it.
No, I'm smiling because until you take that poll, I mean, how do I even believe that? What do you mean? Statistically, what do you think? It's 85%?
What I'm gonna do next week is call the DNR, ask them to do that poll, and then see where we get. Because
I like that.
There'll be a lot of votes there.
And they got calls from everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So then wherever
let's see some numbers, dude. Yeah,
all that stuff.
That's right, dude.
Yeah, that's it. So
that's all right. Your Matthew Ryan can be on that island.
And then Tony, they're overhyping the Mets.
The proverbial they.
Kev do. I had no expectation for the Mets this year, but I'm enjoying the ride right now. They're having fun. And then he says that Kev do, how can you enjoy the ride when you most likely know the Mets will not end? Most likely know the Mets end their season at 162 games. Tony, Mets likely won't make the playoffs. Playoffs, face the facts. Tony, face the facts. Mets are not good enough. Rest my case.
That's not really a fact. It's
on to the prosecution.
Kind of hearsay, dude. I think at that point, dude. Just really your opinion. Honestly, dude. I object.
I just don't
get, dude.
I just don't get
hearsay.
Why though? The Mets, because it's a common thing, but I just think the fans just get so offended when it's it's nothing's been different. So why is it different now? I don't know.
What do you mean nothing's been different though? What do you mean by nothing?
Because it's
the outcome hasn't been different.
Yeah, it's been just a repetitive pattern. Makes the playoffs here and there, and then big slide, and then we'll make the playoffs. And then big slide, and it's that cycle has been going on for a while.
I mean, I suppose so. I mean, I don't know if it's been that I don't know. In my opinion, these past 3 years have been one of the more roller coasters few years I've experienced as a Met fan, at least in my lifetime, because I feel the drop off was so significant year 2 with Buck. And then obviously the firing, the new GM, whatever. But also, I mean, I've never been through an ownership transition like this before either. So, obviously I didn't know what to expect, what to think. But again, the 3 to 5 year plan is what I was, as your stomach is rumbling.
For some reason, it's always the throat.
It
sounds like it, but it's throat.
Maybe it's all the cinnamon, dude.
Could be.
But again, 3 to 5 year plan still in place here. So again, things are moving along, dude. All right, there's a lot to be excited for, and you even want to go back to expectations of this year. many people are talking about this year being a rebuilding year for the Mets.
I guess it just like I said,
don't understand.
It just always seems like it's a defense of the Mets. At the end of the day, the fans very defensive, and not just
because again, Yankee fans like yourself are just very offensive when it comes to like when anyone brings up the Mets. It's just like you can't say anything. Up, can't say anything. Up.
Because it just kind of, I don't know. I guess it just for as long as I've known them, it just most of the years it's a punchline. So it just kind of.
I get it.
Like,
I get
now
it.
It's going to be.
You know
different.
what, Brian? The Yankees are slowly walking themselves into that corner as well. Okay, dude. So, but it's not what? It's not what, dude?
Because, like I said, start with the playoffs. Until you can compete with the Yankees' playoff appearances, there's nothing to talk about.
We can compete with the Yankees in the regular season.
But that's not you. You want your medal? We'll send you one.
Yeah, I want a batter in season tournament. Okay, LeBron can present it to us at Citi Field. Let's go, dude. Okay.
Yeah, but it's just like I said. I mean, that's what it is. And I think if there was just some more acceptance on the Mets fans' ends, then there would be really no more
what, dude?
mediocrity,
like,
bad ownership.
They're not mediocre.
Bad ownership.
They're not. There's not bad ownership, dude.
Oh my God, he's such.
There was bad ownership. No, he's really not that bad of an owner. And I think again, we've had this conversation a million times. I'm not going through this argument again because it's so redundant. But it's to say he's a bad owner is absolutely ridiculous.
He's got to prove it.
I think he's proven it in some facets.
So let's see what happens, right?
Yeah,
we'll
see what happens.
Start with that wild card. Let's get those T-shirts out.
That's right, dude. Steak dinner. You can come along if you want, dude.
Matthew Ryan supporting shitty owner Steve
Again,
Cohen.
dude. You want to take a look around the people who are near you right now? Tell me what's wrong.
People that are near me.
Matthew Ryan. You and Matthew Ryan are in this together right now.
Well, that's just because of a byproduct of who's here right this very moment.
Yeah, I don't hear Josh B chiming in.
Oh my God.
I don't hear Kev Dew talking shit. That's crazy. That's when you know, Brian. That's what I think you know.
But if Kev Dew would actually be talking shit if it was a good point, but he's not, which is interesting. Think about that.
It's not a good point. Exactly, because your point is not good.
Your point.
No, my point is fine. And he's like, yo, Tony's got it. Doesn't he need my help? Let's freaking go, dude.
Man. But yeah, so I mean the weekend is upon us. The last weekend in August, part of it will be in September, Tony. How crazy, right? Sunday in September. But
I know.
Stretch run. So these games are important. We'll see if the Mets can do it. But let's find out what happens tonight anyhow. In a full-on abbreviated baseball frenzy.
Oh, there it is, dude. Let's freaking go. It is Friday, people. School started. It's really one of the last weekends here.
Get your syllabus
in your summer, dude. That's right. Get the notepad. Sharpen your pencils, ladies and gentlemen, as we get to probably one of the last MLB frenzies around during the summer. August 30th. Let's go. You know the deal. New York teams back in action together now. The Mets, 8:10 p.m., still on the road in this crazy road trip. Chicago, dude. The White Sox, listen, 31-104, on pace to be one of the worst teams in baseball in the history of the sport, which is kind of crazy. Cannon, I mentioned his deal on the mound. ERA. No Cannon there, dude. The only Cannon will be the Mets bats popping off, dude. But then again, you'll get the pitching matchup here. McGill over under 8.5. McGill is not good this year. 2-5, 5.17 up and down. Some injury, no reliance, no consistency. Only 47 innings pitched here. Not great. 22 walks, 45 hits over those 47 innings pitched. Not great. But who is great? The Mets lineup here. Pete Alonso earning for that 30th home run. I think he's going to get it tonight. I think probably, hopefully, third inning, let's say. Lindor hitting really well, average still around 270 exactly, actually. So he's having a great second half of the year. Looking for his 80th rib. You'll get that tonight, no doubt. I will hammer the over here for the Mets and the White Sox. I'm surprised it is only 8.5. But I think offensive explosion. Both these pitchers get popped. Maybe non-save situation, though. I say Mets end up winning this game. I'm going to say 9-5. 9-5 Mets and the over, Brian.
All right, Mets in the over. I'm going to go with the Yankees in the over. Back at the stadium, short, sweet against the St. Louis Cardinals here. And I think one thing we're going to see, we've seen Stroman be up and down, but I just think, I know Tony was a little riled for Goldschmidt, but I think him and Arenado are cooked. And despite the Cardinals winning in our MLB The Show showdown last night, I don't think they're going to win here. I think Stroh, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, striking out 6. We're going to see Juan Soto busted out of that slump. Shockingly, no hits in Washington. Really didn't expect to see that happen. But the old Judge, Soto, Stanton, maybe not back-to-back, but they are going to go yard all of them, which will result in a 7-3 Yankee victory. Yankees and the over.
Yankees and the over, great call there. Next game here, we're going to Philly, dude. As the Phillies take on the Braves here at Citizens Bank Park, dude. Game 2 of this 4-game set here. Braves blew it last night. I mentioned the 4-0 lead early on. They ended up losing 5-4. Can't handle it. I think you're going to see a little bit of a skid here. The Braves go on, especially as a Phillies team that is heating up leading into this postseason. I think people were kind of counting them out. Kyle Schwarber, I looked up, has the most first inning home runs in the league with 11, I believe, which is kind of crazy. So give me a first inning home run off of Renato Lopez. I think he gets popped tonight. Phillies lineup hot. He gets hammered. Suarez, solid, great year, 11-5 record. Over under is 8.5. Also, Trey Turner's been batting ridiculous. Alec Bohm, my fantasy team, hopefully a 3-for-4 night. Couple ribbies. Boasts my score. Let's fucking go against Kev Dew. Rangers go on to win this one. I'm going to say Rangers and the under. They win 6-2. Braves, massive skid. They will, after tonight, be 2 games ahead of the Mets. Let's go. Second game for you, buddy.
You said Phillies in the under?
That's correct.
On top of it.
Snapping the fingers. Let's go, baby.
Speaking of unders, Giants in the under.
Wow, Giants
at home,
suck.
Giants do suck, but Blake Snell doesn't. He's been pitching pretty well. Only went 3 innings last time out. I don't know why. Maybe 6 walks. That would be why. But double-digit strikeouts the previous 2 games against a mediocre opponent like the Marlins, a big park there in San Francisco. I'm going to say actually a complete game, 15 strikeout performance, shutout from Blake Snell. And I think we're going to see Michael Conforto into McCovey Cove.
Wow.
Giants, how about this? 1-0 over the Marlins. Giants and the under.
Wow, Giants and the under. Let's freaking go, dude. Next game here, we're going to get a little crazy here in Colorado. The Rockies taking on the Orioles. For the first time this season, dude. Ryan Mountcastle, 10-day IL, wrist injury, I believe. Pitching matchup, Albert Schwartz against Austin Gomber. Gomber sucks, but I'm going to say the upset here. Put some money on the Rockies, plus 120. Orioles, Suarez gets hammered. Over-under's 11.5. Give me the over, okay? I'm going to say Rockies, Doyle. Brendan Rodgers on like a 6-game hit streak. I think he was 2-for-3 or 3-for-4 last night with 2 dingers. He's going to be on fire. Give me Rodgers, 2 more dingers tonight, dude, at 8:40 p.m. Rockies beat the Orioles. I'm going to say by a score 7-5. Rodgers walks it off bottom of the 9th. Let's fucking go, baby. Bang.
Third game, final game. Bailey Falter, Blake Lively here in Cleveland. And the Pirates just have been very inconsistent. 9 games under 500 now after being in the playoff picture most of the year. Guardians have been on a slide, but I think this is where the slide ends. I think they'll end up winning this game courtesy of a 5th inning Bo Naylor grand slam. Guardians 4-1 over the Pirates. Guardians in the under, just like that. That is your baseball frenzy, Tony.
Great job right there, dude.
Yeah, so there we go as we head into Labor Day weekend. Just a couple other things here before we wrap up. Just had to mention this very sad news this morning. Johnny Gaudreau and his brother Matthew, I guess, killed last night, I think in Massachusetts.
In Jersey.
In New Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey.
Drunk driver, while they were riding their bikes. They were there for a wedding. I mean, just an awful story. And just very shocking to find that out this morning.
Yeah, dude, this one really hit me hard this morning, honestly, because I saw it on Facebook and Twitter, but like from some non-reputable hockey news, just like generic bullshit. And I was like, there's no way that's true. And then I did some research, and then at first reports coming out that his brother was killed. And then I saw on ESPN they broke that both him and his brother were killed by a drunk driver. somewhere in Salem, New Jersey, their hometown or surrounding area. They were both back for their sister's wedding, which is tonight. Actually, it's supposed to be tonight, which is so sad. Hit by a drunk driver.
Yeah.
Again, there was no more details released in terms of the identity or what happened to the drunk driver, if he was okay. But they were riding their bikes and whatever had transpired, they must have been hit or run off the road, whatever. But Goudreau, 31 years old, a product of New Jersey, obviously gets drafted way back by Calgary in 2013. I know he's still young, 31 years old, but was in the league for a while. Got drafted when he was 21. Had a career year a few years ago, signs with Columbus. Someone who, was coming off of a tough year, the trade, that was a big deal for him. He wasn't happy with Calgary, but still was someone who's going to be, certainly having a long career in the NHL at only 31, and was undoubtedly going to be great still, and it's just so tough to see him, and his brother as well pass such a tragic fashion, like out of nowhere too. It's really sad, dude. Right before the season starts too. I mean, so tough. It really is, dude. Again, someone who's from, New Jersey metropolitan area, definitely take pride of that. Product of BC too. So it's really tough, dude. Thoughts and prayers to the family and everything. And he has 2 kids he left behind as well. Really is just gut-wrenching, dude.
Yeah, it really is. And definitely, RIP to the Goudreau brothers and condolences to the family. Just one of those things you just wish there was a do-over for, because it's just 2 lives taken just way too young. That's for sure. So hated to see that this morning. And I think definitely a reminder to everybody this weekend, to be safe and no reason to risk it. With all these rideshare apps available, never a good reason to get behind the wheel when drinking.
Yeah, no, you're completely right, dude. Especially on a weekend like this one.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna ask you, so you wedding on Sunday?
Wedding on Sunday.
Okay, where
in Jersey, right outside of Philly.
Outside of Philly.
Next to Jersey.
A little bit of a hike?
It's about a 3-hour drive.
So a hike.
A little bit of a hike, dude.
Staying over?
Staying over. So driving down Sunday, staying over into Monday.
Yep.
Splitting a hotel room with Harrison.
Yeah,
dude. So it should be a great time. Him and I are buddy. Yeah, we're gonna be drinking buddies. No wedding party, so no obligations, which is nice.
Did make the cut?
Did make the cut, which is fine. Didn't expect it. But honored to be invited to the Joe Gus wedding.
Okay, and who is this
married.
again?
Sacred Heart Rugby. So
okay.
a long-standing relationship with him. Great guy, Victoria. His soon-to-be wife right now. Great woman, great couple. So elated for them right now.
What did you have to do a dinner selection for this?
That's a great question, actually.
Or is it a buffet?
I must have. I must have. And I probably picked
the steak.
Yeah. I must have, dude.
Hard to go off of that.
Yeah, and so it's funny too because it's happened so long ago too. I kind of forget, but odds are, I did the steak. I don't think I chose the veggie option, dude.
It is interesting though because I think it's only been maybe it was twice actually. I guess it was twice. I've always liked the buffets at wedding.
Yeah, me
and
too.
I feel like do you think they're getting more popular than they used to be? Because I feel like it used to be like you're kind of cheap out the buffet. Now it's like, listen, you can get more options. Because I just feel like when usually individual dinners are not usually that big. Usually you have to like load up at the cocktail hour with the cheese and crackers, the prosciutto, the gavagoo.
But see, that's where I think that it's, I don't know, because the last buffet wedding I probably been to was long ago, my cousin's wedding, and it was amazing. I loved it. But I will say, I think what you're seeing more in weddings, though, is the happy hour just getting more, that cocktail hour, rather.
Getting more happy.
Exactly, more happy. Sometimes people even extend it hour and a half. I've seen at weddings, too, now. And they really hammer the cocktail hour. And then the dinner is just a plate, whatever, I'll pick at it. So that's what I see a lot at weddings now.
Don't want to fill up. They go drink more.
Exactly.
Which doesn't exist. If you're hungry, you're going to eat. You're going to drink. Give me quiet.
Exactly.
Right?
Dude. Yeah. I think you're right, dude. I think you're right. In that regard, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm pumped for the wedding regardless. The steak, the cocktail hour, Harrison, the hotel, the drinking, open bar, the boys.
Gonna be a time.
The marriage. I mean, weddings are so. I love weddings, dude. They're just so much fun to go to.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I've never been to a bad one because I've been to one bad one, but I was a kid who I didn't know anything. But obviously the weddings of my friends so far have been just so amazing. Dude.
Any idea of what the drink of choice is going to be?
I think for Harrison, it'd be a game time decision. Harrison's been pretty good with just whatever going with full. He likes to drink anything really too. So it could be gin and tonics.
Yeah.
Always get to, like to get the vibe of espresso martinis at weddings. Because, of course, I've been to weddings where they have them mixed in a machine and they just fucking like pour it out like a beer off a tap. But then I've seen weddings where they're not really prepared for it and they're making espresso, going back and forth. The bar, they get kind of tight. But then, like, once someone fucking orders espresso martini at a wedding, everybody starts doing it.
Yeah.
What, is that?
Yeah, it's
espresso martini?
Wow,
I'm getting that next.
Oh,
You want to get one with me? We're gonna get one together.
Yeah, can you get me one of those?
And then all of a sudden, everybody and their mothers.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're out of martini glasses. Is a whiskey glass fine? Yeah,
yes, pour me another one.
Make it a double.
Make it a triple. But yeah, that sounds great. Definitely hope you have a great time there. And I'm proud.
Rhode Island
family get together.
Let's
Rhode
go,
Island,
baby. The beach, the bucket hat,
and then
shades.
I'm sure some wiffle ball, some football. So it'll be a good time.
Right. Oh, that's great, dude. The nephews
dudes
and niece, of course, dude.
So looking forward to that for sure. But here we are, and it's another great week of shows. Really appreciate everybody who tuned in and continues to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony Michael Renee and Jay in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day. Enjoy the weekend. Let's go Yankees! And we will see you next week.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.